Hello and welcome to Take You to School with Dr. Tom Prichard. I'm your host, JP John Paz, with a two-man power trip. Of course, joining me, the star of the show, the former WWE World Tag Team Champion, one of the greatest trainers ever in the history of the business, the Doctor of Desire himself, Dr. Tom Prichard. Dr. Tom, how you doing today, sir?
After Halloween last night, I'm doing great. Did you go trick or treating?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So was it cold where you were at?
Yeah, actually, it was like the first cold day really in a while.
Yeah. So we were training last night with all the trick or treaters out, and we had the heater on and ready to go.
Oh, they were coming to the JPWA to get some treats?
No, no, no. We locked the door. We locked the door. We
Oh,
weren't going to
oh.
let anybody come in. No. But
You,
I knew
you,
there were some trick or treaters right around the corner.
You know, if you don't give them a treat, they get to give you a trick
Get to the trick.
legally.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that. I know
legally.
that
Yeah,
part. So yeah, it was great.
nice.
Yeah.
Barbara, hi, Dr. Tom. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm late. She's not late. You're good.
Barbara's never late.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we're the ones who are late. Yeah.
yes.
So
Ibsen, the best trainer who actually trained Vince.
thank
That's
you,
true.
Ibsen.
That
Yeah,
is
that is
true.
true. That's true.
Who gave him his first blade for his match versus Austin in a cage? Is that true?
That is true.
How did that happen?
He needed somebody to make him a gig, and I did.
But how did it go about? You just literally took the blade out, cut it with a scissor, and said, "Here, Vince, use this one."
Well, now, if we were on Secrets of the Ring, I could tell you. But yeah, I made it. I made it specifically for Vince. He didn't need it though because he got split open the hard way in that match.
That's true. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
we sure did.
So,
Because I came
were
back and
you?
asked him how it was, and he said he didn't need it, and he showed me the scar.
Wow, good
Yeah,
old Austin taking a nice shot on him.
yeah.
When you say that thing about the secrets of the ring, are you taking a shot at Eddie Mansfield at all, or no?
No, Eddie was on 2020. No, I would never take a
Who
shot
the
at
hell
Eddie
was the one
Mansfield.
that was doing
No,
the?
that was Harley and everybody.
Oh, that was right. That was Harley. That was Harley.
Secrets of the what do you call
Obviously,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Eddie Mansfield is the one that revealed the
that's
2020.
2020.
Yeah,
No, no,
I was
yeah,
just thinking of Eddie Mansfield. Yeah, yeah. Your buddy Eddie Mansfield.
of course
Remember when we were recording this? Is like a year ago. There was like his fake death hoax. Do you remember that?
I do.
That was weird, right? Of all people,
Yeah,
Eddie
but
Mansfield.
yeah, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on, especially these days. So
I love that Vince trusted the doctor and the doctor only with that blade, though. That's awesome.
well, I don't think he had any choice. I mean, he could have had anybody make it, but he just asked me, and so yeah, I guess come to think of it, he probably did. He had faith in me to make a good one, and I did. I made him a good one. He just didn't need to use it.
My favorite live stream from the Ragu Overlord.
Well, thank
Nice.
you, Ragu Overlord.
Barbara, The Rock wouldn't be The Rock without Dr. Tom.
Well, I think The Rock would have been The Rock regardless.
Are you sure, though? Sure.
Well, we can never be sure anymore. That's just the way the great divine intervention happened. But
Well, I wonder what he would say about that.
I do too. I wonder what he would say about that. I don't have a clue.
Yes. Bo James, the King of Kingsport.
Bill
Hello,
James,
gentlemen.
King Port, Bill James.
But don't get too excited because then he throws out there big buddies with Mansfield. That you are big buddies with Mansfield.
Well, we're always big buddies.
Do you still talk to him or no?
No, we lost track a few years ago. We lost touch with each other a few years ago. After he sent me this lemon meringue pie recipe, I made it. Told him how good it was. Then we just kind of lost track of each other.
Barbara says the Continental Lover,
He
Eddie
was.
Mansfield.
He was a
Yes.
continental lover. Yeah.
Yes. Ibsen, he told Dutch last year, and I remembered about, I guess, the blade.
Maybe. I could have.
Santa Claus seems to be a popular costume for many wrestlers.
Yeah, that was always a good angle. Have somebody dress up as Santa and just turn Santa heel. That's got to be great. I wonder who the first one to do that was. I don't know who. Somebody dressed up as Santa and turned heel, but I thought that was pretty clever.
I like that. Yeah, that's a nice
Yeah,
little
I like
angle.
that. Yeah.
Rick Brooks. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Rick. Is that a Beatles picture there that I see? Abbey Road?
Looks very Beatlish.
Yes. Robert Radke. Dr. Tom, Ashland,
Ashland,
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Yeah, I like Ashland, Kentucky.
You've been there a few times.
Been there a few times, yes.
Hey, JP and Dr. Tom from Beef Patty Man. A
Big
nice
Patty
name.
Man. Yeah.
Nice. Matthew Holland. Hi, Talking Tom.
Hello, Matthew Holland.
Oh, he's got a picture of Kane in his thing there. Wow, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Going back to Vince for a second here. Do you think that Austin was basically treating him like he would treat anybody else in the ring? Because it seems like maybe a little extra stiff with Vince.
No, I think that was just Steve and the way they worked together. Vince wasn't exactly a feather either. He was
A terrible worker.
well, he sure wasn't a natural.
Yeah.
But so and they wanted to make it look good no matter what. No doubt. I don't think Steve took any liberties. I think Steve treated him just like everybody else.
Kind of the opposite of Shane, athletic wise, Vince. You know what I mean? Like Shane's super athletic. Vince is hard to move around.
Yeah. Yeah. And Shane, I think, had a love for the business too. And just it was a lot younger when he started. Vince started training, I guess. How old was he when he worked with Austin?
50 something.
Okay. So Shane started in his 20s.
Right.
So, there's the difference.
What do you think about Declan McMahon? Will he be wrestling Shane's oldest son?
Ooh, you never know. Yeah, he's a good looking kid.
Football player, so he's an athlete.
Right. So you never know. He might fall in love with it and get a shot and find out he loves it, or he may find out it's not all he thought it was. Because it sure changed. It keeps changing.
He actually had an interview recently, I think, where he was talking about his love of the business. He put over Vince, he put over Triple H. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a McMahon.
I guess technically speaking, wouldn't he be the heir apparent if something were to happen to Vince? I mean, I guess it would go to Shane, or could, like the next man in line, he would be the next man in line.
I don't believe so.
Oh no, because of Endeavor.
Yeah, I don't think Vince. Yeah, so
Declan's got to get in there.
Well, he might. You never know.
One question I always wondered: do you get royalties from Coliseum Home Video besides WWF Network, or just the network? Any royalties?
Yeah, I still get royalties off the Coliseum Home Videos and all the stuff, but they're not selling a lot anymore. But you still get something in the mail.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Tater, hey guys, hope you have a safe holiday season. Much love. Thank you, Tater.
My holiday season has been extremely safe so far, and I plan to keep it that way.
From Scorch, Dr. Tom, how long should a feud between two wrestlers last within one wrestling promotion?
That really depends on how long it's going and how well it's going. Why cut it off if it's still doing business? But you should do it just long enough to where you get all you can out of it, I think, and then switch to something else. Sometimes you can leave it smoldering, but I think a good 6-week program, as a general rule of thumb, Lawler would do programs every week, every 4 weeks. He'd have a heel come in, beat him, do something next week, DQ, do something next week, special match. The guy goes over again, last match, blow off match, and then the heel's out of there. So it just depends.
But then there were some guys like Austin Idol. He'd feud with him for like a year.
Right. Yeah. So many, if they could keep going back, and Idol would fly in and out, and all that stuff. So yeah, it just depends how well it's going.
Would you want the feud to just die out on its own, or would you want to leave some meat on the bone?
So no. Yeah, I always try to branch it off to somebody else too, and involve those same guys, or or bring somebody else up. But sure, yeah, I don't think you just want to let it die a terrible death when nobody cares anymore. But by all means, leave somebody to the ball.
Ragu, I'm still upset the Miz and Shane McMahon tag team never won gold. They were great together.
Well, never say never. There's always a chance. There's always a chance.
If you trained Vince, what WWF superstar trained Stephanie in 2003, Shane for the 2005 for the pay-per-view matches? I feel like Shane probably was well past that in 2005. Probably we didn't need any more training, right?
Well, yeah, but he still came to the ring, and so did Stephanie.
Oh, so you did train Stephanie or no?
Yeah, Stephanie and
Oh,
Shane. Yeah, sure did.
okay. I knew obviously Vince and
No, I trained. I
Shane.
trained Stephanie, Shane, and Vince.
So you trained her like literally her first bump was with you?
I don't know if it was the first bump, but she definitely took bumps with me. Yeah,
What was she like?
very good. She was good to work with.
Do you feel like she was more like the Shane side as far as being athletic, or more towards the Vince side, just being maybe a little clunky?
No, she was athletic, and I don't even want to say she was a little clunky. I mean, she knew what she was doing. She didn't have to do a whole lot.
Man,
That's how I saw it.
the McMahons loved you. Maybe Declan can go to JPWA. Maybe.
Declan is welcome anywhere I'm at.
Yes. All
Shay
right.
knows that too.
Nice. Yes, Shane. You gotta give him a call and say, "Hey, I heard Declan wants to be a wrestler. I want to train my fourth McMahon."
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
I'll be here.
Does Dr. Tom have a son who wants to wrestle? Does anyone step into those shoes? Nearly impossible.
No, I do not. And yeah, it'd be nearly impossible.
Daughter never wanted to wrestle?
No,
Uh, did Kane, the other Kane, did he ever want to wrestle?
the other Kane.
Your nephew.
Uh, well, I think he dabbled. He came to JPWA. He got in the ring with us a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah,
some interest. Okay.
yeah. So I don't know, but he's a smart kid and still in school. So
I know sometimes you take those bumps and you get your wind taken out of you, and it's like,
yeah, sometimes it's you have to know when to say when.
and you run the ropes, you get those little cuts on the back of your, right here. It's like,
You get those bruises,
yeah.
you get all that stuff in there, and that could be enough to dissuade anybody or make
Good
sure they
evening,
don't.
from Phil.
Hell, Phil.
Tater threw this in there, by the way. His feud with Dundee lasted a lifetime about Lawler.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. It could go on and off and have that rivalry in the territory. And Dundee and Lawler were great angle, great feud.
I don't know if his Dundee's wife was too happy about it, but definitely a great feud.
Well, they got paid very well, from what I understand, and she was very happy about it.
Is Hillbilly Jim still in charge of the videos? Do you speak to him at all?
See that I don't know. I don't know if Hillbilly Jim is still in charge of the videos because of the network and stuff.
Do you speak to him at all?
No, I haven't spoken to Hillbilly Jim in years.
Question from Wrestling History with Alex. Question, Dr. Tom. How would you book a faction of Karrion Kross, Scarlett, and Shotzi on SmackDown in 2023?
Wow. Wow, that's something to think about. I wonder who I'd program them with. I haven't really been watching SmackDown. I know who Scarlett and Shotzi are. Obviously, Karrion Kross, but I don't even know what they've been doing. Have they been active on SmackDown?
So they were feuding a little bit with Rey Mysterio, then with AJ Styles, but it was like, and a little bit with Drew McIntyre, but it was like on and off, and they haven't been on in a few weeks. Very strange.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd or who I'd book them with, and I wonder why they're off.
And I know Triple H loves them, so they got to get them back there. I feel like they need to do more vignettes with them. That's kind of like their real strength. Because if you ever watch their YouTube channel and stuff and their old videos from NXT, they're great at like those just awesome vignettes, get the point over, to, like scary videos. Like they do a very good job with their characters. But I feel like on SmackDown they weren't able to do that as much.
Can they work?
Scarlett, not so much, but she,
Right.
she's getting there. But obviously, Cross is a pretty good worker, and
Yeah, and
I mean, yeah,
Shotzi knows
and
what
Shotzi's
Shotzi can
pretty
do.
good. Yeah, she's all
Yeah.
right.
So I mean, I don't know who I'd book them with, and that's what I have to see. So instead of just, I mean, I could waste 10 minutes telling you what I think I'd do, but I have no idea.
Love it. Matthew Holland, how did hardcore title in the hotel room with Crash Holly and other matches for the hardcore title get made?
How did the title matches get made? Well, the commissioner made them. I mean, the commissioner he deemed that when you're the hardcore champion, you can be sleeping in your bed at the hotel, and somebody can get a pass key and come in, like from the front desk. It was a hardcore champion rule. If anybody
Yes.
came and asked for, yeah, so you were not allowed to put the latch over your door, and so Crash Holly had to live with that fear 24/7.
Did you like the hardcore title?
I didn't mind it. I mean, it gave guys a chance to run through TV, I guess. I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't mind it.
Do you feel like after a while it kind of gets redundant? But when Crash had it, it wasn't redundant to me because I thought that was hilarious when he's fighting the headbangers at the kids' gym and stuff. I mean, some of that stuff is great.
Right, and that's what it became down. It really came down to. So, it got guys a chance to do stuff on TV that they wouldn't get to do otherwise. So I didn't mind that at all.
From Frank Nordquist. Dr. Tom, what are your thoughts on monster heels continuing to be booked in spite of their limited skills because of their size alone? Giant Gonzalez comes to mind.
Well, this is a showbiz business. It is showbiz, and you want to see larger than life. You want to see the oddities, the spectacles, and um, that's part of it. You're gonna have everything. It really is like the circus. You have to have everything for everybody. You got the lions, tigers, and bears, and you got the freaks and geeks. I still believe people want to see the extraordinary. You see the ordinary every day. You see dogs and cats every day. Give me something different, and that's why Aerosmith had to cancel their tour because Steven Tyler ripped his vocal cords to shreds. But those guys were getting $2,000, $5,000 a seat.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're still a great rock and roll band. Visually, um, they go out and they put on a hell of a show, and also listening to their music is there's not too many people that can do that. But the ones who do are spectacles, and you want to see the spectacle. And you're paying if you're paying, I don't know, even $1,000 for a seat, you want to see a spectacle. And the same thing with wrestling. I don't mind the big guys coming in because that's what they're paid to do is come in and be Andre the Giant or be the Big Show or Giant Gonzalez. I
Do you think
don't
that
really know.
casual fans even care about like skill
Hmm.
set and stuff like that?
I really do not. I don't.
That's what I kind of noticed as well. Like if like friends of mine that aren't really wrestling fans, they just like the crazy stuff. They don't really care. Like
Exactly. You want to see something you can't see anywhere else. And even you remember Frazier, Giant
Nelson
Giant
Frazier.
Nelson, no, Giant Frazier, yeah. Uncle, what was his? He was a hillbilly, Uncle Elmer.
Uncle Elmer. Yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
he
WWF.
was a big spectacle. They put him in a Lone Ranger mask in Memphis to hide his identity. Right.
Yeah.
You know that kind
Yeah.
of stuff because he
Yeah.
was just this
Yeah.
big, huge. Look, he turned heads, so he couldn't work a lick, but he could drop a leg, and he made loud noises and looked intimidating, looked imposing.
And it was fun for Jesse Ventura to make fun of him. Yes. And
Right,
WWF.
right, right.
The Beef Patty Man. Thoughts on the Beverly Brothers as a tag team? Bo and Blake.
Actually, they weren't too bad. They weren't that bad at all. They just were in that spot.
and
So,
they had a hell of a finisher. That what was it? That Shaker Heights bomb or whatever the hell that was, where like they
that
threw
was
a guy up in the air and he spiked his head into the ground.
ooh, well, yeah. But I just remember them as being pretty good workers. But they were in that spot.
Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom. Yes, they were
Yeah,
pretty damn good. I like the Beverly Brothers.
right.
They had a good match against the Steiners. Very good. Ibsen, thoughts on the Undertaker and Vince at an MMA fight last weekend? Actually, it was boxing. They were at the Nagano Fury boxing match in
Aha.
Saudi Arabia, of all places.
Well, I'm sure they were doing business there for what?
They were
For the
invited there
Oh, okay.
from the Prince because their WWE's going to be there this weekend with Crown Jewel. So the
Right.
Prince obviously they're buddies with Vince. Literally said, "Oh, this is our home. We're buddies and all this other stuff." So they invited him and the Undertaker.
Well, that's nice of them. Well, I think that's great. And then go over to Saudi Arabia and enjoy the fight.
Did you happen to catch the fight at all?
I heard something about the controversy. It was a split decision.
Yep.
But what was controversial about it?
Nagano, this is his first boxing match, which is nuts. I mean, obviously, he's technically the lineal UFC heavyweight champion. He got stripped because the promotion didn't re-sign him, or really, he left the promotion because they didn't really give him enough money. And their UFC contracts are nuts. Like this guy's the heavyweight champion. You're kind of trying to screw him around on money. Just weird times over there. But basically, he knocked down Fury in the fight, and a lot of people are saying he definitely won the fight. So that was the controversy, and the split decision went to Fury.
Huh.
So one of the greatest boxers of all time almost lost to a first-time boxer who's an MMA champion. It's pretty unbelievable, actually.
Isn't Tyson Fury the world champion?
Yes. Yep. Wasn't a title fight, but
Oh,
he
it
is
was
the world
not a
champion.
title fight.
Yep.
Okay. So why wouldn't he make it a title fight? Because it was his first time boxing?
Yes, and they said it was more of a spectacle fight, an MMA guy against a boxer. They almost didn't take Nagano very seriously.
So maybe this was part of the spectacle.
Oh, maybe a little bit of a work shoot. Could be. I didn't even think about that. Could be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you have to take some shots sometimes to convince everybody, and you have to convince everybody. So I don't know. That's just where my mind goes.
Could be. Fury look a little happy after the fight. Like I don't know. Something. Maybe you're right. Maybe something was up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never know. The Sheik and Bobo Brazil stretched a few decades. Yes, another
Yeah.
long feud. Yep,
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen some of those matches, just for the fact that it was Bobo and Sheik.
definitely. Dale Mountain. I often wonder how Sergeant Slaughter's WWF career would have gone if Vince hadn't made him choose between Hasbro and the WWF in 1984. What do you think about that?
Um, I don't know. I mean, how long was he away from WWF?
Oh, quite a few years. He left for
10?
GI Joe. Basically, Vince wanted kind of part of the money, or some sort of agreement. Slaughter said, "No way, I got GI Joe on my own. I'm Sergeant freaking Slaughter here." So he probably left in what 84 and came back in 1990. Yeah, so he was gone for a few years, 6 years
Okay.
almost.
Yeah. Well, never know. I mean, how hot was Sarge when he left? Pretty hot, I guess. I mean, hot as in his merch is selling and he's over like Rover.
Yeah, and he's been
So
freaking GI Joe. Yeah, yep.
yeah. So I think he did okay, but I don't know what would have happened.
It's hard
Um,
to see him being number one. I mean, he would have been second fiddle to Hogan anyway.
right.
And then eventually, when he came back, he had the awesome feud with Hogan that I love. But
And plus, I can only imagine what the deal was for Hasbro.
that is true. It's probably pretty damn good. And it's funny, all the guys got LJN figures. He got his own LJN through Hasbro.
Right.
The big rubber toy. So I mean, and the regular little Hasbro toys. So anything that they had, he had times two. He was doing fine in the merch category.
Yeah, I think Sarge did okay.
Oh yes, this is Plowboy Frazier. I was going
Plowboy.
to say no. Yeah, it was something Frazier. Yeah,
Yes.
Stan Frazier. Yes,
Stan Frazier, not
Stan
Nelson.
Plowboy Frazier. Yeah, yep. Philadelphia. Oh, hi cousin in Philadelphia. How was Halloween? I think we discussed this though. correct? Your Halloween was great. You loved it.
Oh, sure.
Have you ever seen Alice Cooper? He puts on an amazing show.
I have not seen Alice Cooper live. I've seen video, but yeah, I would like to see an Alice Cooper show.
That was technically one of me and my wife's first dates. She didn't know it, but we ended up going to Alice Cooper. We were
Oh,
at dinner and we're like, let's go to Alice Cooper, and she's like, okay. But she ended up liking it. Actually, he was awesome. I think the stuff that he does, like the crazy monsters
big
and all the other.
productions, yeah, big
Yes,
production,
very good in concert.
yeah.
I mean, this has got to be 10 years ago. I don't know how he is now. I'm sure he's. I mean,
Well,
he's
I see,
older, but
I saw some recent stuff on him not too long ago. He was talking about coming back on the road, and they were showing clips. It was just his awesome stage show, and he talks about how he had to rehearse, the dance routines with these people and stuff. And I thought dance routines on a rock and roll show,
what? Well,
yeah, but but he really he puts a lot of energy into his show.
and then he brings up the monsters and stuff. I mean, cool stuff. Rob Zombie does the same thing. So then,
Yeah,
last few weeks, they were actually touring together, doing I think it was called Halloween Hootenanny tour. So I was like, wow, that'd be interesting because like his monsters versus his monsters, and then like battling and stuff. It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. I would see that.
In all seriousness, are the WWF superstars allowed to train with you? If they're touring at the same city you are in, are they allowed to train with you?
Well, let's see. We had FTF train with us, Sheamus, Edge, Natty, um, Bailey,
Bailey, Sasha,
Sasha. So
that
yeah,
guy, that guy Bruce. I forget his
yeah.
last name. Yep. Taker. Forget who that guy
Oh
was.
yeah, Taker. Yeah, forgot about that. So
Sometimes that guy Glenn.
yeah, the other guy, Glenn. So yeah, they come in. They're more than welcome.
They got a great
There's
relationship, right?
yeah,
WWE, yeah, of course.
sure.
Magazine Retriever. I think one of the best positions to have in a company would be an upper mid card heel because then you have to constantly work mid card and main event matches. Guys like Dino Bravo in 1989. Interesting. Do you agree with that?
Well, I agree. It's a good spot to have. Yeah, because you know your job. You know what you're gonna do. So I mean, I
Are
think
you
huh?
are you a fan of Dino Bravo?
Dino was one of those guys that was you looked at and you knew he was powerful. You knew he knew what he was doing, and you knew he was um, you knew he was figured in somehow because he would be in those good spots,
Yep.
and then he'd drop down a little bit and he'd stay there, and so and I think he liked that spot because he knew what he was supposed to do and was good at doing it.
Nice little mini feud with Hogan too, because
Yeah,
Hogan is feuding with Earthquake. So he's right. Basically, okay, he's a mid carder, but then he gets in the main event sometimes, and then he feuded with Warrior a little bit, and then he gets in the main event sometimes. So great spot. And Bravo looked like $1,000,000. I always hated him though, even as a kid, just because just this like Canadian strongman. Like just hated this guy. He's obviously heel too, but I never liked Bravo.
yeah, but I
Nothing
could see
against him,
why.
but I just didn't
No,
like
no,
him.
no. Yeah, okay, I could see that. He had that not likable
Yes.
personality.
Yes.
Yeah,
Earthquake either. I didn't like those guys. I didn't trust those guys. Although looking back, Earthquake is pretty awesome.
I thought so.
Gotti Jr. Any idea why Vince McMahon is using a cane? Is if this is something that is temporary?
I have no idea.
I may know this. He actually recently had back surgery, so he
Oh,
needs the cane. Supposedly, I was hearing that it's only temporary. That he just needs it for now while the back is healing, and then he's going to get rid of the cane.
well, that makes sense.
James May. I would have seen Sid. Would love to seen Sid at his peak versus Brock Lesnar. I would love that as well. That sounds fun,
I think a lot of people like to see that one.
right?
Yeah,
Sid. I
yeah.
feel,
Sid and Brock would be awesome.
have you seen the Superfan doc now? I just for some reason it just popped in my head on Vladimir on the WWE network.
I have not.
Do you remember Vladimir, the fan?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Were you friendly with him at all?
No, he hated us. No,
It's funny because he hated Jarrett, but Jarrett's on the documentary backstage, and he's joking around with him and stuff. But
right.
he's like, I hated you.
Yeah, I don't think he liked us at all. So he gave us shit all the time.
Wow, nice. He was literally at every show. It's crazy.
Yeah, the front row, Madison Square
Yeah.
Garden.
They never really explained though how he got those tickets.
I was
I know
going to
they
say the documentary doesn't say how he got them.
not really, no, except for like he kind of would camp out early at the garden when they used to give out they would have the tickets when they open up the ticket window.
Yeah.
So did he really camp out every single time? It's like because they kind of said once he can't camped out, but they do it every time. Like the box office opens at 9, he's there at 3 a.m. He just camps out.
Yeah, that sounds a little fishy to me.
How is he affording those tickets?
And what does he do for a living?
Right, they
They
didn't
don't
really
tell
get
you that in this
no,
documentary?
they didn't really get too much into
What the
that.
hell did they tell you in the documentary that it
They
was
almost
about
got a
that?
lot into like the more like the rumors of like of how was he Vince McMahon's personal trainer? Did he know Piper? Did he know Savage? Like they were getting into the rumors and stuff, but they didn't really kind of get
So this
into like
wasn't
the
a
fact.
real documentary about Vlad then. It was just a
It's kind of a thing just to promote like him being a big super fan. It was good, but I felt like I needed more info like on his real life. But they did get into like he almost committed suicide during COVID. His mom got real sick, and his mom passed away. Like so, they did get into some like real heavy stuff. But I feel like I need to know more about this ticket stuff and how this guy's always sitting front row.
is he still sitting front row?
I don't think he's been to a show in a while. The last one I saw in the documentary was WrestleMania 37. I heard he was dealing with some health issues.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
so best wishes to Vladimir, the super fan.
good luck.
Tommy Rich and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer long feud. Yes.
They did have a long feud.
Good feud. Yes. Did Dr. Tom ever work an angle with Gino freaking Hernandez?
No, I did not. I worked with Gino a couple times, but I never worked an angle with him.
Tag team partner?
Nope.
Oh. What do you mean you worked him? You worked him one on one?
Well, how else would I work him if I didn't? If it
So
wasn't for
just it was
yeah,
just like an enhancement match. It wasn't there was no angle
yeah,
to it.
no.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry, I got a little confused there for a second. Sergeant Slaughter, by the way, says Frank, said that Vince McMahon's contract with LJ and Toys conflicted with Hasbro making a Sergeant Slaughter toy, so Sarge chose Hasbro, and the rest is history.
I think the rest is good history.
Sergeant Slaughter got the belt after Warrior exposed he couldn't go more than 30 seconds, says Barbara.
Maybe so.
Really? I always felt like they were just not liking what they were seeing from Warrior. It just as far as business wise was going, because Hogan was at the top of the mountain here. It's starting to go down a little. So then make the change and then have Hogan beat Slaughter at WrestleMania, and then you have the Savage Warrior feud.
Well, there you have it then. I think you booked it right there. I don't know.
Dr. Tom, I heard that Fit Finley used to demonstrate that pro wrestling was real by breaking skeptics' thumbs. Can you confirm or deny?
I cannot confirm nor deny because I really don't know. I've never heard that, but it would make sense. Fit
Would he
Finley
really
could
do
probably,
that?
huh?
You think he would really do that?
Yeah, I do.
These
You don't
guys.
think Fit Finley would break somebody's thumbs just to show
No.
you it was real?
Yeah, I completely.
Yeah.
Phil was responding to Matt because I didn't realize Matt was just talking directly to Phil. He said, "How was your Halloween?" So he was talking directly to Phil. So I didn't realize that his cousin Phil, if you will. So
Ah,
just to clarify that from earlier, so to get the confusion out of the way. Craig says, "Were there any locker room comments about Bret Hart's wife not being very attractive?" Ouch, Craig.
what? No, I don't remember anybody making remarks about Brett's wife about anything.
Ouch. If Jimmy Del Rey was still alive and wanted your opinion to be an agent, trainer, be on commentary, manager, et cetera, what do you think he'd be perfect at? Jimmy Del Rey.
Um, Probably as a manager, a coach, to demonstrate what he brought to the ring as far as a guy who was missing his front tooth, had a paunch belly, but could go out there and do the gigolo gimmick unabashedly, no shame whatsoever. Had confidence, could do the moonsault, could work in the ring and do all this stuff. And he could demonstrate that. You know, you have to have some of that crazy in you, and he did. He would do the stuff outside, he'd do the high flying stuff. So I think a coach and a manager, player, coach, manager.
He would be a great villain. Well, as far as being a manager, I feel like he would just be a great heel manager.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You would.
Vlad Doc had Bruce speaking very highly of Vlad. Yes.
Well,
I hope so, yeah. Godspeed, Vlad. But yeah, Bruce did have a lot of nice things to say about Vladimir in the documentary.
well, good.
David Hadley. All the super fans are what we fans should aspire to be. Got to meet Vlad in Orlando in 2017 when I was down for WrestleMania. He was so nice.
Well, I think if you're going to be a fan, you should enjoy everything you go to and have a blast. As a fan, I'm still a fan of wrestling. Um, and I still when I watch stuff, I still get into it for not only the showmanship, but just the guys working hard. And trying to think, I just saw Claudio and Orange Cassidy. Just caught it when I came in on AEW, and the people are going nuts for Orange Cassidy. So those are what I think are super fans. When you're watching guys and supporting those guys, um, like that, I think everybody gets off on that.
Yes. Ragu, with the Warrior being the WWE champion, they did not have larger than life opponents who were threats like Hogan had. To a point, that is true because they didn't really. I mean, it was basically him versus Rick Rude. It was like his only feud, and DiBiase mixed in, and like a Haku match here and there. But his like world title run wasn't filled with God. You know what I mean? Like Hogan
Yeah,
was like one obstacle after another. I mean, Hogan's run is insane. It's like, oh shit, okay, I'm champ now. Okay, I got past Aaron Sheik. Now I go to Orndorff and Piper and Andre and Bundy and Savage. I mean, like he did have like a murderer's row. Warrior really didn't kind of have as many good opponents for sure. Not that that was the end all be all of him being a great champion, but that has to hurt.
you have to have a good antagonist. You have to. You have to have somebody they care about. They so who is that going to be at that time?
Yeah, you got to have a good, you got to be lined up. After you have the guy win the title, like, okay, he's going to be feuding with Bing, Bang, Boom, Bang, Boom. You know what I mean? There's got to be good title contenders. Rude is awesome, but you can't be feuding with Rude the whole time.
Well, no, Hogan was going to make a movie, right?
Hogan, yes, and getting more into Hollywood. Then, of course, he comes
Right.
back to feud with Earthquake. Yeah.
So that may have been a thing that just came up and nobody's really in line,
Hmm.
you know.
They
So
weren't set up for it. Yep.
right. So it had to do with what they had.
Phil says, just watching Friday Night at the Coliseum 1972 in Houston. Was Dr. Tom there?
Yes. Yes, I was.
What was on it? Who was on it?
Check it out. It's
Oh,
this.
okay.
You ever heard of Friday Night in the Coliseum, the book?
I don't know if it rings a bell. It's all about Coliseum, obviously Houston. It's all about.
Friday Night in the Coliseum about wrestling in the Coliseum in Houston,
Oh,
and he made a short film, like 36 minutes of you know
okay. Phil says on
interviewing,
YouTube. Okay, awesome.
yeah, interviewing fans, showing you clips from 1972 in Houston. I remember those angles. I remember the Coliseum. I remember them filming it. I remember the guy taking pictures. I got the book.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
yeah, Sold for $5 in 1973.
Whoa.
Right.
How much is it worth now?
I don't know the exact amount, but I know it's worth a lot because it's become now with all the collecting and things like that. It's really like a coffee table book. Um, so,
Do you have
but yeah,
Gary Hart's book, by the way?
yes, I do.
Oh, you had that book's worth something too.
Yeah,
Rare. Do you have
yeah,
Shooter? Or not Shooter, Hooker, the Luthez
yes.
book?
I have an autographed copy from Luthez.
Whoa,
Yeah,
holy moly. Not
sure
only is
do.
that book worth a lot, but now it's worth way more. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. David, you have helped train and break wrestlers into the business. So, what I'd like to know, how fond of you or of Al Snow's work as a trainer?
Very fond of Allison's work as a trainer. I think Allison, no nonsense guy. He trains very well, teaches people well, communicates well. That's my experience with him.
Al obviously is making waves right now with the wrestlers on Netflix. Ragu says Hogan had Bundy, Piper, Andre, Earthquake, Warrior, got repeats of guys like Savage, had beaten, or repeats of guys he had already beaten. Interesting, yes.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, Hogan had and even if you go to the house show feuds, he was feuding with Terry Funk, Harley Race. I mean, it was like the one man gang, Kamala, uh, Big Boss Man. I mean, his, and I know Boss Man's TV too, but a lot of even the house show feuds are like, holy crap, Bad News Brown. It's just like he had a lot of great opponents.
yeah. So, I mean, they just, it would have been better if they had somebody else set up, but you had to, again, I think it was one of those deals where just that was, they were caught flat footed, didn't know what to do.
Yes, Tater St. Kamala was a good heel back then too. I totally agree.
I agree.
Tom, have you ever refused to wrestle somebody because they were high or drunk?
Nope.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
Well, no, I've never refused to wrestle anyone just because they were high or drunk.
Have you ever refused to wrestle anyone anyway? Like just period, without even high or drunk?
No.
Wow. Oh, all right. I've heard of some big names have refused to work with some people. So interesting.
Well, I guess you could say I'm not a big name.
You got to work with who you work with.
That's right.
Like Lesnar apparently didn't want to work with Bray Wyatt. That was like the big rumor. He didn't want to do the supernatural stuff.
Who knows?
But yeah, who knows if that's actually true? Yeah.
Right.
Had Warrior had Earthquake and then Undertaker to feud with, it would have been different in 1990. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I mean, Undertaker definitely. I don't know about Earthquake, but Earthquake was great. But I mean, as far as the Hogan opponents, I don't know.
Have you ever met Eddie Guerrero?
Yes, very well.
Were you buddies with Eddie?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Did you know him as a kid? Like when he would come in and out of like with his dad and his brothers
Yeah,
and
in
stuff?
L.A. Yeah.
What about in Texas? Did you ever see him in Texas?
No, when I got back hooked up, we hooked back up, it was in WWE, WWF.
Can you believe out of that whole family, and obviously they're all pretty damn good, can you believe he was the best?
It's not hard to believe. Chavo was pretty damn good too. Mondo was good. Hector was good, but Chavo was exceptional. I thought Eddie was exceptional. All the boys could work, and all the boys did spectacular stuff. I think it's just Chavo and Piper tore up L.A. You know, in the '70s,
Yep.
and so and Eddie was running around back then too. So he learned by watching his brothers. He learned by watching his dad.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Scorch, did you hear that Kevin Nash was actually stabbed in his fight scene in the Punisher movie? I guess it wasn't a very good prop knife.
I did not hear that.
That is true. Crazy.
Wow.
Imagine that you're in a movie and
How
or
about imagine, yeah, you're in a movie and you get shot with a blank gun.
ugh, Alec Baldwin. I know it's not his fault,
Yeah.
but or is it? I mean, who knows? I
Who
think isn't that
knows?
still going on? Crazy. Or the
Yeah.
Crow, Brandon Lee, for Christ's sake, that was crazy.
Yeah. So but I haven't heard that about Kevin.
Barbara said Luthez said that his grandmother had a better leg drop than Hulk Hogan. Ouch. Do you agree with Luthez's assessment there?
Well, I've never seen Lou's grandma, so she might, but I can't speak for that because I've never seen his grandma.
Andy Kaufman got a lot of heat back in the day. He never lost the intergender championship belt. Is that a fact?
I believe it is. I don't believe he ever got beat by a woman.
What a great gimmick. Imagine doing that today.
No, I can't. Because
And I know
people
they
get
do
offended.
intergender
Yeah.
stuff, but I mean the way he was doing it, I don't think they could
Right.
do it today. Yeah.
Right.
Michael Edens, did you have a standard muscle warm up before a match? Thanks.
I used to do a couple push-ups.
That's it.
Yeah.
I heard that Scotty Steiner would do like a half hour like routine. He's doing push ups and working the what do you call that? The
Curls,
not just curls, but the
forearms,
what those bands or whatever. They're like
band, bands.
yeah, the bands. Yeah, yep.
Sure.
Work the bands, do the curls, do the biceps. Do some push ups.
Well, it depended. I mean, just what I needed to do to stretch, warm up.
Did you need to like a big pump like to get out there? Like some of the guys try to look all pumped up. You didn't.
Well,
Didn't
sure. That's what the push-ups are for, John. Of course.
get you more than that though. No.
No, all you need is two, and that's it. Just go to the ring.
I saw the movie trailer for The Iron Claw. That movie looks intense. I look forward to seeing it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it too. Have you seen the trailer?
Yes, looks awesome.
Yeah, so it looks just like the Sportatorium late at night. You know, that one scene where they show the outside.
Yep.
And it's really, really bright. That they caught that really good. They took that from a picture.
Oh, I was going to say because obviously it's gone. How the hell did they do it? It looks awesome. Looked like
Yeah.
actually what it looked like in
It
documentaries. and
looks
stuff.
exactly like it looked like. So yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Have you ever seen the Heroes of World Class documentary?
Yes.
That's good. I know WWE did one too, but it wasn't as good as the Heroes. The Heroes was awesome.
Yeah.
I like that the real Guardian Angels neighborhood watch group was brought in for Ray Trailer's vignettes as the Guardian Angel in WCW.
Yeah, Curtis Sliwa, that was pretty cool.
I don't know if I like that gimmick though. He's the big boss man, then they bring him in as the Guardian Angel. At first, he's the boss, literally dressed exactly like the big boss man. They get a cease and desist. Okay, let's pivot. Now you're the Guardian Angel. I don't know if I like that gimmick. Why couldn't he
Yeah.
just been Big Bubba Rogers? He was Big Bubba Rogers before, and then they make him Big Bubba Rogers again.
Yeah, but they saw a way to tie in the Guardian Angels here, so
Okay, all right.
and Frank liked it. So
Were you a consultant, by the way, on the new Iron Claw movie?
no. But one of our guys, Silas Mason, is in it. Silas Mason plays Terry Gordy.
Oh my God, I forgot to ask you that. I was going to message you that the other day. He was like, "Is that Silas?"
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they got a shot doing that. They had a blast doing it.
Man, he looks like him too.
Yeah, sure does.
They might be around like height wise, right? I mean, obviously Gordy was pretty big, right? Silas, it might actually be bigger than Terry
No,
Gordy.
Silas is pretty about like Terry. Pretty big guy.
That's good casting. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I think MJF plays Lance Von Erich, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. Got Brady Pierce as Michael
Oh.
Hayes.
Oh, nice. Another NWA guy. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Phil said they're resistance bands. Exactly what they are. They're for resistance, yes. Phil's the man. He also said that trailer gave him goosebumps. Looks great.
Those look great.
How many championships did you win, Dr. Tom?
I think 1,476 and a half. And the half was tag team title. I don't really know, Matthew. I don't have a clue.
I know technically, I think 8 times Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champion, 1 time WWF Tag Team Champion. I know that.
So there's 9
That we know of.
that we know of. Yes.
But you were USWA champion.
USWA champion, Southern champion, Texas champion.
It's a lot of belts. It's probably close to 20, I'd say.
Ooh.
Well, 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
ATF Media. Yes. Our classic ATF Media. Something has to do with Ronnie Garvin. I heard Donald Trump tried to hire Hands of Stone Ronnie Garvin to knock out the fraud trial judge, but Ronnie's too smart to help a Republicans. Can anyone confirm?
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny, but I think Ronnie Garvin would step up to the plate anytime to knock somebody out, and especially somebody in authority. That's right up Ronnie's alley.
What never asks a question but gets answered all the time?
Telephone.
Is that right?
I don't know. Is that right?
Telephone? I have no idea. Bo needs to give us that answer ASAP. Now I need to know. ATF got it. The phone.
All right. So,
Ragu. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Ragu. Scorch. Bob Zamuda kept the Tony Clifton character alive in a court series called Stormy Justice. I laughed so hard I was in tears. It's on YouTube. Wow, Zamuda.
Yeah. I thought Andy Kaufman was a genius. So, and that's why I try to show people in our class what this guy did. You know, he never let anybody in on what he was doing except the ones who needed to know. And Bob Zamuda and they had a scam going on for so long, and Tony Clifton was a genius move.
Telephone.
Told you, Bo. Phone, damn it.
Bo was too slow on the response there. You know, I was looking at Chael Sonnen recently, the obviously MMA legend, and he did an interview with Ariel Helwani, and Helwani was saying, "I never know what's real and what's not." Like, I was like, I love guys like that. Is he joking? Is he serious? Is he working me? Is he not? But he's like getting all worked up, but he might have been messing with Ariel Helwani. And Helwani afterwards is like, I can't tell if he was serious or not.
Right. And that's what's missing today, I think. Especially in pro wrestling, it's missing, but a lot of things in general. You know, everybody's got it figured out. Everybody's in on the joke. Everybody's in on the scam, the work, but they're really not. It only is if you let them. And Joaquin Phoenix? Joaquin
Phoenix, yep.
Yes, he did that deal with the documentary going around as a blues singer. Came on Letterman and.
Oh yeah, and Letterman didn't know if he was.
Didn't know if he was real or not. I thought, yeah, exactly. You know, and I don't know if anybody can bring that back or not.
Interesting question here from Colton Grundy. Dr. Tom, what is the craziest thing a ring rat has done to get backstage to get Dr. Tom's 12 inches? Serious question.
Well, I'm going to say no comment on that right now. But thanks, Colton.
Yeah, thanks. Well, very generous.
Thanks.
Very generous.
Very generous.
Cool. Thank you. Barbara says, please tell us where we can get Dr. Tom's wrestling book, maybe an autograph copy. Please send a copy to Declan McMahon.
Oh, that'd be great. I should do that. I should send it personally autographed to Declan McMahon. But you can get that book, Barbara, at jpwrestlingacademy.com. And just click on the training tab at the top. It'll take you to order the book. It's a curriculum. Check it out. I'll give you some ideas on how to train. That's jpwrestlingacademy.com.
Colton says, love you, Dr. Tom.
Thank you, Colton Grundy.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at 2manpowertrip. Check out the website, tmptempire.com. Follow Dr. Tom on Twitter, aka X, at Dr. Tom Prichard. Dr. Tom, what else do you have going on?
Man, we're just doing some training with the JPWA and living life, living the dream, John.
Anything else going on? Anything
Yeah,
else?
going to NWA this weekend. That's right. We're going Saturday will be Nashville tapings. We just got back from Cleveland. What a great show that was. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it really was. A lot of excitement. It's a great building, great atmosphere.
Sawin, not Sam Haines.
No,
Sawin.
Samhain. Yes, Halloween themed, crazy stuff all night long. It's great.
Father James Mitchell was doing some crazy stuff. I know that. I saw that.
Father James Mitchell was having a good time. He was the host of the show, and he wanted everybody to know it.
That was, I don't know if that was PG, but that was pretty damn funny.
Well, it was, it was all hands on deck, and let's just throw them a hell of a party.
Good stuff for sure. But thank you
Yeah.
everybody out there for all the questions. Thank you everybody for listening. See you right back here next week for a little Take It to School with Dr. Tom Prichard. See you next week, folks.